If you're considering liquidating a property, consider doing it now. If you're considering converting money from IRA to Roth IRA, do it now. Sure. If you're considering a charitable contribution, do it now. Do those things right now because it's the lowest tax environment we've ever had in my whole career, probably my whole life. We've been doing this for 20 years and serving hundreds of families. We're going to bring solutions to your situation.
How do you choose a financial advisor? How do you know who you should work with?
That's the value of that 210 core, moving everything towards a purpose on purpose.
Hey everybody, welcome to your Retirement Blueprint podcast today. My name's Kendall Stahl alongside my co-host, Mr. Phil Cooper. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Well, what's going on in your life? I just got back from the state fair.
How was it?
It was good. First year in a very long time, probably, I don't know, since ever, that I didn't have any livestock there.
So we probably ought to give these people some context as to what that means, because you grew up showing cattle, showing hogs, doing things. State fair to you would be like maybe the World Series is to me. So tell them about what the state fair meant to you.
So growing up, showed livestock, worked on them all summer. State fair was the end goal. That was the big week. Take them there, try to win something, see if we can be successful or not.
And hold on. And have you had success doing that?
There was a little bit of success.
Tell them about your success. This guy.
It's been a while.
Well, you're a former what?
In 2008. So 2008. Literally, I'm getting old now.
Yeah. Okay. I see the gray, by the way.
I know, especially in the beard. Your son pointed it out to me this week. I had what they call Grand Champion Land O'Lincoln steer.
It's big.
Okay, so there's two different grand champions, I guess you could say, in each species. There's the grand champion, which is the best of all of them, which was not what I won. Then there's the grand champion Land of Lincoln, which simply means born, bred, and raised in Illinois.
This state. And you won that.
Yep. Both of those, the grand champion and the grand champion Land of Lincoln, get to sell in what they call the governor's auction, and you make a little bit of money when you do that.
How much did you make? Can we share that with everybody? It's public knowledge.
It's public knowledge.
They can look it up. They can Google you. Google up Kendall Stahl, grand champion something. You'll find it.
At the time, I broke the record.
Wow. Okay.
Held the record. I think I still might.
Really?
For the Land of Lincoln, not the grand champion.
$500.
Yeah. Close.
$700.
Add a couple zeros.
$50,000, folks. You're looking at him right here. Grand champion, $50,000 winner.
Tried as hard as I could to do it again. It was very unsuccessful.
It's very hard, isn't it?
But so the way they do that, I think I got like 75% of that. Or something. And then the other 25% goes to like 4-H FFA.
That's pretty solid stuff. And now my grandsons, your sons, are following your footsteps.
Yeah.
Doing that. So
best part about it, this has nothing to do with our podcast, but the grand champion steer always has to bring more than the Land of Lincoln, because technically that's the best one in the state, right?
Yeah, right.
So that year, my steer, they sell the Land of Lincoln first because it's not as big of a deal. Okay. So brought $50,000. And the grand champion steer that year brought $50,100.
Oh,
I don't know if I still hold the record, but I did a few years ago.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Anyways.
So you went to the state fair recently. That's where the whole thing
so we just
started.
went and enjoyed it. Took the boys. They had fun.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Very good. Yeah.
Anyways, what do you got going on? Any big trips coming up?
Nothing coming up. Just got back from a big trip.
Yep.
My annual ATV trip out west, which was awesome. Went to Idaho this year. That was pretty cool. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm home.
There you go.
Yeah.
Safely avoided forest fires.
Yep. Shaved everything.
Fuel,
shaved. Ready for this show.
So I got a sweet tooth. Okay. So I found this out while I was at the
You
state
have a
fair.
reputation for that, by the way.
I do. Chocolate and Mountain Dew. So a Canadian company called the Candy Fun House is hiring. They're hiring a chief candy officer.
Wow.
Which gets to stay at home and taste test candy. What do you think that person's going to make?
Extra pant size eventually is what they're going to make.
$78,000 a year.
$78,000 to sit around and do just taste testing.
So this is my 2-week notice.
So this is Kendall's last show.
Yeah.
Take a look at his.
Next.
We should probably weigh him now, and
Yeah.
then have him back as a guest appearance a year from now. See what he weighs.
I'll be starting a podcast on candy here
That's
shortly.
a pretty good deal, isn't it? Sitting around eating candy for
Yep.
$78,000 a year. Wow.
All right, we're halfway through the year. Okay, recession still looms. People are worried about it. What's your opinion?
I have a very strong opinion on this, as I do a lot of things.
What do we need to do as the economy struggles?
Plan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that a lot of folks know what a recession actually is. So let me define what that means. It means that people just aren't spending as much cash on certain things as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Travel maybe slowed down a little bit. Going out to eats has slowed down a little bit. Staying in hotels has slowed down a little bit, those kind of things. But the things you have to have, you're buying those, right? You're buying gas. I don't care if it's $4 or $5 a gallon. You're buying it.
Mm-hmm.
You're buying groceries. You're buying those kind of things. It's the extra things that maybe you're not buying as much of. So what you're hearing about people say recession is looming, that just means they see spending of ancillary things has slowed a little bit. But I'll tell you, from in this area where we're from, I would challenge you to go out to a restaurant on a Friday night. Good luck getting in.
I know.
I'm not sure it's slowed as much as what we're being told
Doesn't
it's
feel
slowed
like
right
it, does
now. I think people have adjusted. I really do. I think maybe they're not doing as many big things as they used to, but I don't think it's slowed that much. So what should you be doing? The point of it is this. People are scared about retiring in a recession, scared about retiring in a down market. Scared about retiring in an inflationary period or something like that. Get a plan. If you don't have a plan, make a plan. That's what we do here every day, is to build plans for people that weather those things, whether they're good times, difficult times, high markets, low markets, high rates, low rates, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Make a plan that does that. That's my advice to everybody.
All right, I don't know if I believe these stats, but I'm going to ask you a hard question.
Okay.
See if
All
you
right.
can see if you can land the plane softly on this,
All right.
okay? All right, so as the economy struggles,
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic anyways, and coming out of the pandemic, or during the peak of the pandemic, 52% of young adults 18 to 24 moved back with mom and dad. 40% are still hosting their adult children at home and supporting them financially. And the point behind this is that is weighing in on saving money for retirement.
Yeah.
How do people navigate that? Got any opinions on what they should do other than kick their kids out?
Yeah. First of all, I don't believe the stats.
Okay.
I know they're not your stats, so you're not going to take offense to that.
I'm not offended.
I'm not sure where those stats came from, but they're telling us that 50% of kids 18 to 25 moved back home.
Think about it. They were at college.
Well, that's probably a huge part of it.
Yeah.
College booted them out because of COVID, so they went back home. But
Yeah.
they were already on mom and dad's payroll at the time anyway. So I'm not sure that that's changed a whole lot. But what should a person do? Because if it's drastically changing a person's retirement because they have to continue to support somebody, then there's got to be a plan that's made there. Everything comes back to a plan. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. Even if you're a young person, 18 to 25, if you're in that statistic and you need a plan to say, okay, I've got to get away from being supported by mom and dad. I got to have a budget in place. I've got to have some things. But for those of you who are in retirement, still supporting or helping support those children, if you have a plan, even the plan that we have can show that.
Do you have any? Let's just get off of that for a minute. But like sticky situations within the family,
Yeah.
Maybe like around finances. Any advice for that? I guess I know what mine would be, but
Yeah. Transparency is always good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
Communication
gotta
is
talk about
good.
it.
You have to talk about things. There's a couple of topics no family ever wants to talk about.
Yep.
One of them's big is money. The other one's death. Nobody wants to talk about death, even though we know what's going to happen.
yeah,
So a lot of times kids will not know what mom and dad has set up in case they pass away. We want to talk about those things. Money, we want to have open communication. We've had open communication with you kids on these things from the day that you came into our family, from the day our daughters were born. And that's to make sure that you understand how money is made, how money is spent, how money is saved, those kind of things. Get that on the table. You have to talk about those hard things. We all know it takes money to make the world go around.
yep.
Then talk about those things as a family. There's not a safer environment in the world to talk about things than as a family. So
And
talk about
also
them.
end of life stuff. Like that's probably one of the biggest things is that people don't talk about it, right? And so if you just talk about it with the family, you can just have a conversation
I
around
agree,
it.
Kendall. I think if we
without
don't talk,
everything going, off
try
the
to keep
rails.
emotion out of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would think that as humans, we think if we don't talk about it, then it must not be going to happen to us, right? So if we don't talk about the negative, we don't talk about the bad. Well, death is a real part of life.
Yeah.
Money's a real part of life. We have to have those communicative moments with each other and just talk about them.
Okay. Good deal. All right, we're halfway through the year. Tax planning.
Yeah.
Anything specific
Huge.
that needs to be going on there? Here's mine, and
Yeah.
I say this. I feel like on every podcast we do, but we talk about Roth conversion, right? So we've saved a bunch of money in IRAs or 401ks, Taxes are as low as they've ever been. Maybe it makes sense to convert dollars from IRA to Roth because taxes are on sale. And what puts that whole theory on steroids is when you do it, when you convert money from from IRA to Roth when the market's down.
Yeah,
so not only halfway through the year, start kind of trying to predict your income out. Where should we be saving money tax-wise? Should we be converting dollars? But on top of that, this year the market's down some. So that needs to be taken into account.
You go from a sale rack to a clearance rack.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a clearance rack, right? You walk in a store, you see a clearance, you have to go through the junk that's in there, but you got to check it out because it's on clearance.
Sure.
So what Kendall's talking about is if you have an IRA or 401k, that's not all your money. Somebody has a part of that called the IRS. That's a piece of that is theirs. Well, now the taxes are on sale and will be for a couple of years. Well, now less of that is theirs. And then if the market goes way down, even less of that is theirs.
Right.
Convert it now. And then when it goes back up later, it goes back up in tax-free buckets and it's all your money. So we've got this compounding, double compounding, almost a triple compounding effect of a down market. If there's ever any good news about a down market, that's it. Tax plan, get things over to a Roth IRA. And when that thing comes roaring back in the future, it's all your money.
Yeah.
It's huge. If taxes go up, it's all your money. Do it right now.
Yeah.
It's a clearance item.
Sure. Make sure you're on track to contribute to your 401ks. You almost got a whole year, not quite, I guess, to contribute to Roths and IRAs because you got till April
next year. Yeah.
Next year. College saving plans, things like that. Charitable giving, different stuff along the way. What about business owners or farm type situations or all that type of stuff?
Yeah, so we have the way taxes work in America, even in our state, you have from January 1st to December 31st on most things. There are some exceptions for the most part. So now if we've got halfway through the year, you have not given up your year. If you haven't done any tax planning, if you're a business owner, if you're a landowner wanting to liquidate some stuff, you want to sell some rental properties, you want to convert money out of an IRA to a Roth, you still have time left this year. We believe we're going to be in the lowest tax environment we've ever been in for all of this year and for a couple of more years. Now, that's subject to change. Legislators can change those things. But right now, we've not given any warning that's going to change. So we've got a very low tax environment. If you're considering liquidating a property, consider doing it now. If you're considering converting money from IRA to Roth IRA, do it now. Sure. If you're considering a charitable contribution, do it now. Do those things right now because it's the lowest tax environment we've ever had in my whole career, probably my whole life.
A couple things to think about. During COVID, we were getting stimulus checks. 2023, probably not getting any of those on refunds. Let's see. Also, during COVID, they were doing the above-line charitable donations. You were getting that little, what was it, like $300 or $600 or something?
$600 for married couple.
I think that's going away. And then one of the biggest ones that at least my generation needs to pay attention to now. If you use third-party payment apps like Apple Pay, PayPal, Venmo, the IRS is now requiring you to report any of that income if it's over $600.
You want to hear a funny Venmo story?
Yes, I do.
Right, so
do you know what that is?
Well, I do now.
Okay.
I do now. So a guy that was doing some work for me, a contractor, he presented me my final bill.
Okay.
And I said, okay, do you prefer cash or check?
Yeah.
He said, do you have Venmo? And I said, is that something I need to have medicine for?
Yeah.
I thought Venmo was like a disease or something.
like a
Do you have
virus.
Venmo? And I said, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. Is it going around? He goes, no, it's the way that you pay me.
Is it going around?
Is it going around like it was a disease? I had to go get a pill for Venmo. Do you have Venmo? No, I hope not, So anyway, I know what Venmo is.
I used it like twice in my life. Carrie takes care of all that for me.
Yeah, it's a kid
So
thing.
there's this. So I figured this out recently. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, when people pay you via Venmo, it just kind of stays in your Venmo account unless you transfer it to your bank account. So Carrie's built up like this secret Venmo stash. Yeah. Speaking about family and money,
Well,
conversations.
wow. I taught her that one.
Yeah, probably did.
I had a Venmo conversation with her.
Oh man, what else? Anything else? Mid-year stuff, tax-wise, I guess.
No, all seriousness, it's mid-year. You have not lost this year for tax planning.
Mm-hmm.
Get after it. We don't think taxes are going down in the future. We think they're going to be slightly different going the other way.
Yeah.
Get after it right now.
More than likely, especially with all the
newest stimulus, the newest student loan stimulus that just came out. That's not free, folks. Somebody's gonna pay for that. That somebody is you and me. So get after this tax planning.
for sure. Okay, what else? You got anything else on mid-year financial update stuff? I guess the only other thing I would say is, which kind of piggybacks on taxes, is some people are maybe maxing out 401ks or maybe they're not. Now's the time when the market's down to contribute. So if you got a little extra money sitting around and you're like, man, in the back of your head, you're like, I think I'm going to need to put a little more money away or whatever. Maybe it's better to do it sooner.
We've had some people say the market's down, I'm going to stop contributing to a 401k. That's the opposite. Absolute opposite what you should be doing, because when the market went down, you're now able to buy more for less dollars.
Yeah.
It's on sale.
Yeah.
Contribute. If you haven't maxed out your contributions this year to your IRAs, your Roth IRAs, your 401ks, get it done. Max it out while the things are on sale.
Okay, sounds good. You know what's next?
No.
This week in history.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
You'll enjoy this one.
Okay.
1929, August 11th. What do you think happened? Has
August.
to do with baseball.
1929 baseball. Ty Cobb probably did something.
No, it's got a candy bar though.
Candy bar.
He's got a candy bar. Babe Ruth
Babe. Oh, the big Bambino.
became the first player in history to hit 500 home runs.
Wow.
Yep. There you go.
That was pretty cool. You know I'm a baseball guy, right?
Yes, you are.
The big Bambino. He went from the New York Yankees to the Boston Red Sox, the biggest trade in the history of baseball because they hated each other. That's my point of this whole thing.
Okay. Well, I don't know anything about baseball. You know that.
Yeah, thanks for watching today.
Yeah. We'll see you
Tax
next
plan,
week.
get it done. Get it done yesterday, right?
We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for watching.